The number of students enrolled in higher education institutions continues to climb, reaching over 20 million in 2017.
Each of those students entered school with a story, embarking on a whole new journey. They all possess passions drawn from a number of life experiences. Meanwhile, they have the opportunity to learn in the 10 classes, gaining tools and blueprints for future use.
These tools are intended to help them achieve excellence. However, there is often a disconnect for students when determining personal vocation.
They end up sacrificing one thing for another, making the tough choice between pursuing their God-given passions and the traditionally explicit educational direction.
Studies show that 62% of millennials are interested in starting a business, and roughly 81% of millennials are concerned about social responsibility and making a difference.
Our goal is to challenge and engage with students, pushing them to think deeper and more critically about this intersection.
We desire for them to pair their passions and their God-given talents with the knowledge and understanding gained from the classroom, combining the things set before them to create the future of culture. Participating students and their teams receive mentorship that gives them clear direction, guidance as to how to position themselves in the market, and tested startup techniques to ensure quality attempts at scale and launch. Feedback and creative thinking are large parts of our learning process and are imperative to the team's success.
We seek to exercise talent, encourage collaboration, and foster growth, all working in unison to enable the launch of businesses that facilitate lasting impact.
We are a faith-informed competition where business ideas and hearts for social good emerge, combining and collaborating to create long-lasting impact and global societal change.
We are the Impact Venture Challenge.
Good afternoon and welcome to the 2020 Impact Venture Challenge Finale. My name is Dr. Andrew Babiak. I'm the chair of the business department here at Messiah. And on behalf of the Impact Venture Challenge team, I'd like you to welcome you here. I know there are many people watching in their dorm rooms, in their living rooms, around the world. And so we are thrilled to be able to have this event to celebrate our students. We started with 16 teams in the 2020 Impact Venture Challenge, and we have narrowed it down to the final 5. And so we're really looking forward to giving these teams the opportunity to come and to present their plans for us all this afternoon. At the end of that time, there will be an opportunity for you to vote, and we are looking forward to crowning a champion tonight. Our MC for today is Miss Allie Blank. Allie was a winner last year, and she was the student lead this year. And so she will be graduating soon, but before she graduates, she is here. And take it away, Allie.
Thank you, everyone, for being here tonight. Thank you for working with us as we scheduled and rescheduled and rescheduled again with everything that was happening, as this was supposed to happen first in May and then in September, and now it's November, and we have only just a few weeks left of the semester, and we're finally able to see everybody's work come to fruition tonight, and we're all excited to see all that. I'm going to introduce you to our 3 judges for the night. So first up, we have Greg Lowe. Greg is the executive director of the Messiah Business Institute, which is one of our sponsors for tonight. So thank you, Greg. Thank you, Messiah Business Institute, and everyone involved in that. For a couple years, he was the president of the Solutions Division at Technisource. He served there. He served as the COO at McConley and Asbury. And that was until 2018, and then he started here, and he has been in the Central PA region for about 30 years now and has employed over 60 Messiah grads, which we think is absolutely amazing. So thank you, Greg, for being here tonight.
My pleasure.
Our next judge, we have Tiffany Burrows. She is a regional advancement representative here at Messiah, where she got her undergrad and her master's degrees both here, all while obtaining a very successful track and field career. She was all conference, and she set the 300 indoor record, which we just found out a couple minutes ago. She didn't even know that she said it when it happened, which is crazy. But that's awesome for her, and we're really glad to have her here tonight as a judge, and we're so happy, so thankful for everything that she does for Messiah and getting Messiah's name out there to the community. Our third judge is Craig Flemons, and he's the director of sales operations at Highmark Health, which is another sponsor for tonight. So thank you, Craig. Thank you, Highmark Health. Craig was another Messiah grad, and he's been super involved. He did the International Business Institute as a student, and he was part of the Alumni Council. He's part of the President's Leadership Board. So we're super thankful for everything that he's done in his dedication to Messiah, and we're so excited to have him here as another judge for tonight. So now that we've met the judges, we're so excited to get started for the night on our first competitor. It's Christina Muchmore with Dairy Dog.
Hi, thank you so much for coming out and watching tonight. My name is Christina Muchmore, and I'm here to tell you the story of Dairy Dog. Today, our story begins by looking at the consequences of poverty. Poverty is complex, and poverty is ugly. It's estimated that 815 million people around the globe suffer from chronic undernourishment, just one effect from material poverty. But that's not just a number. There are sisters, brothers, fathers, and mothers. People who have stories, who are full of life and determination. People who are capable, but just need some opportunities. And for that, there are amazing nonprofits like Potter's House, working in some of the most marginalized communities in Guatemala, where over half of the population live in extreme conditions. Potter's House offers programs in education, microfinance, and healthcare, standing with and empowering these people overcome poverty. I've been to Guatemala, I've interned with Potter's House, and these relationships have inspired the work that I do. I believe the best way to support those living in poverty is to support existing nonprofits continue their work. So that's where Dairy Dog enters the story. Dairy Dog is an ice cream shop that aims to bring the world together through the love of ice cream, dogs, and giving back. From our ice cream sales, we'll give right back to Potter's House for them to invest where they see fit, so we can financially support their efforts and raise awareness for their mission. Dairy Dog is grounded on the verse Galatians 6:9-10. Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. Therefore, as we have opportunity, let us do good to all people, especially those who belong to the family of believers. Poverty is big, but let us not grow weary. Dairy Dog is our opportunity to do good to all people. So how does it work? It can best be explained through our tagline, I make, you eat, we give. Let me take you through one by one. I make represents the team at Dairy Dog. This idea started when I was 7. As a young girl, the two things I loved most after Jesus and my family were dogs and ice cream. So mustering up all the creativity I had as a 7-year-old, I thought of the name Dairy Dog, and it's stuck ever since. Along the way, I pulled together a team to help me make my dream come true. I, Christina Muchmore, am dreamer and founder. My mom, Merida Muchmore, is the head dessert artisan. She's been making ice cream cakes longer than I've been alive. Next is Hannah Wagner, our marketing materials designer, who designed our logo. Then Emily Warren, our financial analyst, and Catherine Long, our technology specialist, who's currently developing our website. Together, we're a young and passionate team dedicated to this idea and who love ice cream and dogs, of course. Next comes You Eat. You Eat represents the community behind Dairy Dog. Dairy Dog's meant to be a community hub to bring people together, for them to share memories, laughs, and be brought together by knowing that they're doing good in the world through eating ice cream. At first, we'll set up at farmers markets all around central Pennsylvania. We've already reached out to the Lidditz Farmers Market for a position to apply to sell in the summer of 2021. We'll also partner with churches for fundraising events and other special events like weddings and birthdays. You name it, we'll cater. This will give Dairy Dog the brand recognition needed and the capital to buy an ice cream truck, and from there, a brick and mortar shop, the end goal. Dairy Dog's specialty is called the paw print. This takes the idea of an ice cream cake and personalizes it. So I'll have a cookie or brownie crust, ice cream in the middle, and topped with whipped cream. We'll have catchy dog-themed flavor names, and all of our ingredients will be sourced from Pineview Dairy in Lancaster, keeping our ingredients fresh and supporting our local farmers. Next comes We Give. We Give is really the heart behind Dairy Dog. We commit to give 10% of our earnings before interest and taxes right back to Potter's House for them to invest where they see fit. As we're small, our giving will be small, but I know as we scale, our giving will too. And even just after 3 years, we'll be able to give almost $2,000, which is enough to support a child through the education program or a group of entrepreneurs wanting to start their own business. And we're really excited about that impact. Dairy Dog's financials will substantially grow for the first 3 years. This will come from selling at farmers markets and one-time events. Our net income will steadily rise, and we have a healthy gross profit margin of 58%. This will give us the capital needed to buy an ice cream truck, and from there we expect major growth again. With the truck, we'll have more opportunities and markets to get involved with. A little bit about where we've been and where we're going. This summer, we started testing paw print flavors and designs. We made and started selling stickers and shirts. Tonight we're here at IVC. Then we'll sell at farmers markets, buy a truck, grow the team, and settle down into a brick and mortar shop. From there, we'll be able to host a 2-week summer camp for kids who want to become entrepreneurs one day, like me. So it's I make, you eat, we give. Supporting our neighbors and making a difference has never been so easy or delicious. Because at Dairy Dog, we believe we can bring the world a little closer together through love of ice cream, dogs, and giving back. Thank you.
Great job, Christina. All right, at this time, we're going to go over to Greg for the first question for tonight.
Thanks for your presentation. In my research of your presentation, I came across Penny's Ice Cream and Greco's and Good Life Ice Cream and the Strasburg Creamery and 30 other different manufacturers in Lancaster County. I was just wondering how much of your mission is tied up to actually manufacturing the ice cream yourself versus wholesaling it from somebody else to avoid some of those startup costs. Did you think about that? Why or why not?
Yes, that's a great question. We did think about that. For the first 3 years, we'll be working very closely with Pineview Dairy and buying their actual ice cream for vanilla, chocolate, strawberry. This will give us the opportunity to keep our capital costs low in the beginning because we'll be wholesaling and buying ice cream from them. But as we scale, our real dream is to home make our own ice cream. So as we get a little more established, we'll be making our own ice cream with different flavors and things like that. But definitely in the beginning, we'll be supplying our ice cream elsewhere.
Okay.
Did that answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Great, thank you, Greg. All right, we're going to go to Tiffany for the next question.
Thank you, Christina. I really appreciated hearing about your presentation. And I really like the tagline of I make, you eat, we give, because that really helps people understand the whole overall impact. And what I liked about reading more on your presentation in your document is telling a little bit more about how poverty is more than some of the surface level resources that people may lack. Can you expand upon that for me?
Yes. So a model that our partner nonprofit Potter's House has is that poverty is really in 8 different forms. That includes spiritual poverty, emotional, material, all different kinds of things. And we believe poverty is complex and it takes a lot more than just money to really fix that problem. So working off of their model as our partner, we went with that too, and that's why we really love this idea of supporting them as they're combating all 8 forms of poverty, and then even our own community, supporting the lack of community and that kind of poverty that comes from that. And that's where we bring people together and really support people in that way.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, thank you so much.
All right, thank you, Christina. All right, and next presenter for the night is Shay Stolzfus with S'mores Galore.
Okay, so I want you to close your eyes. Imagine yourself sitting around a crackling fire with your friends and family in the summertime. All right, now open your eyes. My guess is that you saw yourself sitting around a campfire making s'mores with the ones that you love. Our goal at S'mores Galore is to bring back those memories in a gourmet way. My name is Shay Stolzfus, and this is S'mores Galore. Let me introduce you to our team a little bit. So I'm Shay. I'm a junior business administration major with a concentration in entrepreneurship. I'm the founder and visionary of the company, and I will be working the operations. Jessie Fisher is also a junior business administration major with a minor in youth ministry. She will be doing our marketing and growth development. Maddie Cole is a senior accounting major with a minor in finance, and she will be doing our financials. As far as how we all know each other, we all play soccer here together at Messiah, and this helps teach us the values of hard work, working together for a common goal, and strong communication. So now that you know a little bit about us, let me tell you a little bit about how S'mores Galore came to be. So my passion developed growing up in a business household, and I've had the opportunity to be able to work in and see starting and developing a dessert franchise. About 6 years ago, I was working at Hershey Park. It was a slow day. Me and my dad were working in a dessert franchise, and we just started writing down random business ideas on a napkin. I didn't think much of it at first, and then as more time went on, I realized this was something I was really passionate about and could see it becoming something in the future. So what is s'mores galore, and how does it work? Think of a Subway, but for s'mores. So you'll come up to our food truck, and you're met by all these different flavors. But don't worry, it's just 3 easy steps. Step 1, choose your outer layer. Anything from graham crackers, cookies, Rice Krispies, you name it. Step 2, choose from a variety of different chocolates as well as anything from fresh fruits to a chocolate drizzle. Step 3, choose from any of our 8 homemade marshmallow flavors and the toast level to your liking. This is a customizable product that can be ready within minutes, which allows for us to achieve a higher sales volume. The majority of our revenue comes from food truck sales, and at the end of year 1, we expect to see $41,900 in gross sales. This also includes our wholesale and online sales, which allows for us to connect with customers in a contact-free way and allows us to expand our reach beyond just what we could at the food truck. At the end of year 2, we expect to see a 13% growth with the addition of specialty drinks, and in year 3, we expect to see a 27% growth from the previous year with the addition of catering. This revenue allows for us to create Second Chance Campfires. Second Chance Campfires is an event that we will coordinate for those transitioning out of prison to give them the second chance that they deserve. We will provide our product as well as mentors and employers to give them the resources and the connections that they need. Thief, criminal, offender, convict, prisoner. I spent so much time trying to find a word to describe those who serve time, and this is all I could find. Not only are they stripped from society, but they're stripped from being seen as a father, a mother, a hard worker, as a person. People often start to believe that what others say about them is who they actually are. On top of all that, they get denied housing, education, employment, and acceptance, all because of who they were. 68% of people who were released are rearrested within 3 years, 79% within 6 years, and 83% within 9 years. With employment, these numbers can be cut in half, if not more. The national unemployment rate in 2019 was 4%. However, for prisoners, this number was 75%. I want them to see that they're more than just these numbers and words, that they're people, they're valued, loved, and that God hasn't given up on them. He's just getting started. I feel that our company is founded upon this verse, Ephesians 4:32. Be kind and compassionate to one another, forgiving each other, just as in Christ God forgave you. What I would use the $5,000 for, we would put this money towards product development, brand establishment, and participating in test markets. S'mores Galore allows us to not only create life impact programs, but it allows for us to reach more people and bring back those childhood memories that you always had. Thank you for giving me and everyone else this opportunity, and remember to spread s'more love. Thank you.
Great job, Shay. All right, we're going to go over to Craig for the first question.
Great presentation. What
you.
I really liked was the point around giving people second chances, right? We've all had second chances, right? And I think that's really, really important. I also like the concept of developing kind of online sales, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because think about in this environment,
Yep.
right? Putting a food truck out physically, while that has been a huge boom in this time, but also there may also be challenges with that. So I really like that. My question is this. I think when I think about a startup, finding others that have had success,
Mm-hmm.
right, or talking to others that have struggled or failed is the best way to kind of navigate, right, best practices, whatever. I'm curious if you've gotten input from either side, either struggles, right, or organizations that have been very successful and how that informed your business plan.
Yeah, of course. So I'm actually very fortunate. So my dad's franchise that he started is making whoopie pies. We have it in Hershey Park. And I've definitely been able to get feedback from this is what works well, this is what doesn't, and heading in the direction of online, especially nowadays. So not only have I gotten feedback, but I have gotten to see how it affects, how even the small details and how things are displayed or whatever, how that can affect everything, and the best way to go about.
Good, thank you.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to go to Tiffany for the next question.
Thank you, Shay. I really
Thank you.
appreciated your presentation as well. And I would affirm what Craig said about having multi-sources to be able to partner or really to market your product, not just, in the food truck, but online. You even have, I read in your proposal, wholesale kits and catering opportunities. I'm actually just curious to know how you'll manage all those different areas well, and having a food truck, wholesale, and online, it can become cumbersome to manage all those different levels. And so tell me more how you're going to manage those areas.
Yeah, so for the food truck, that will be probably the easiest way for us to go about. For wholesale, we're planning on selling those kits in our food truck, as well as hopefully with local companies. And then for online, we would start to work on that more towards I guess later on in the first year, just to get a feel about what people enjoy, and then get our website up, and it would allow for people to create a kit of what they choose, so it's not like they can just like make one s'more and then we ship that to them. So they would make a pack, and then that would give us time to make what they need and then ship it out.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that.
All right, well, thank you, Shay. Thank you, judges, for those
Thank you.
questions. All right, our next competitors for the night are Sawyer and Sylvia Rensel with Cradlecraft.
The clicker. Okay. Bob, can I stand on that side? Okay. Cool. All right, so let's talk about plastic. Is it precious or is it a problem?
You probably all know about the massive global plastic pollution. Less than 10% of all the plastic generated globally is recycled, and instead we see plastic polluting the environment, being incinerated for energy, and piling up in landfills.
Plastic bottle.
Plastic waste.
An ocean of plastic trash.
Plastic.
Plastic. Plastic.
Plastic. Plastic.
Plastic.
Plastic.
Plastic. Plastic is, well, it's everywhere.
So why don't more people use plastic better instead of wasting it? Industrial recycling exists, but the knowledge is inaccessible for most people, and the equipment is very expensive. And even though plastic is such a big topic, the industry keeps on producing plastic as single-use and disposable. So we have to empower the people to make a change.
Right, because changes in the industry are happening, but they are too little and too slowly, and that change really needs to happen now. So a solution would be a network of people who work together to tackle the plastic pollution on a daily basis.
And this network has already begun. Precious Plastic is an initiative that was started by Dave Hackins in 2012. They are creating solutions that empower everyone worldwide to build up strong local communities of people who tackle plastic pollution.
They've also created an online platform where people can share and learn and connect, and this enables folks around the world to learn how to build the machines and make the products.
Oh, and Precious Plastic has released all of their knowledge as Creative Commons, open source, if you will, so that anyone can start. Already, more than 400 workspaces exist around the world. These are not franchises, just separate businesses using the same open source framework. But how do we begin? Well, we downloaded a package containing all of the tools and information we need to start our own workspace. Within our starter kit are designs for these machines. The machine on the left is the shredder, followed by the extrusion and injection machines. With just 2 of these machines, we can begin crafting plastic waste into new products.
Because knowing how to use the machines and tools really opens up a world of possibilities, because just think of all the products that can be made from plastic. Well, all the same products can be made from recycled plastic. And here are some examples of what these machines can make. Perhaps this cup could be used for Dairy Dog ice cream.
Now, the following are some of the products that we'd like to make and which have already been produced with the machines. Carabiners, earrings, combs, this plant pot or cup, phone cases, mouse pads, coasters which can be turned into beautiful art displays, educational workshops for students and teachers alike, and products for our time of need during this coronavirus pandemic, a hands-free door opener, and even face shields.
And we have already connected with the Precious Plastic online community and created a pin on their map. And as of right now, we are the only workspace in South Central PA.
Nearby, however, businesses in the local recycling industry have been hauling waste for our local communities. Our current waste haulers here in Cumberland County accept only 3 out of the 7 types of plastic that we residents use. The rest ends up in the landfill because there's no market demand for them or existing infrastructure to process their specific chemistries. However, with the shredder and injection machines, we would be able to recycle 5 out of the 7 types of plastic right here in Mechanicsburg, PA. And together with our competitors, we can provide our local communities with improved infrastructure.
Our unique quality that sets us apart from our competitors is that we perform all the steps of the recycling process with more types of plastic in order to form open source products and education. Additionally, we would be the only plastic or recycled plastic manufacturer in Cumberland County.
Who are we? Family. I'm Sawyer, Chief Steward of Cradlecraft. I graduated from Messiah College this past spring with a business administration degree. My wife Leah is our education specialist because of her experience teaching in the Big Spring School District while pursuing a master's degree in environmental education.
And our sister Ember would run our marketing and communications because of her experience in the National Park Service as well as her degree in English. And I, Sylvia, I would bring my knowledge from a nearly completed sustainability degree to improve our environmental bottom line. And to grow the Cradlecraft brand, turn advocates into customers, and drive leads and sales, we have created profiles on each of these social media platforms.
To also drive leads and sales and improve customer retention, we will engage in mass email marketing, search engine optimization, and newsletters.
And our main sales channels are primarily e-commerce platforms. So we have the shopping page on our own website, as well as the Precious Plastic Marketplace. Oh, and the types of people that are most likely to buy our products are what the Natural Institute of Marketing defined as LOHAS, Naturalites, and Drifters. And this demographic of people would make up about 69% of the U.S. population, according to 2019 data. And this is in addition to medical staff and those in need of our safety-oriented products during this coronavirus pandemic.
Our financial model predicts that the funding required to start is $10,500 and would take 21 months to pay back if we reach our sales goals. Revenues over the next 3 years are predicted to be $24,000, $26,000, and $29,000 respectively, yielding a net present value of $8,400.
And we are here today seeking an investment of $5,000, which would enable us to purchase the shredder and injection machines, some molds, and safety equipment. And these items would make up the backbone of our operations.
It is our hope to make economic, environmental, and social impacts, thus forming our triple bottom line. Some of our 12 impacts include climate action through reduced demand for carbon-intensive oil extraction, the ability for other ministries to further their missions through our monthly donations, and above all, an awareness to the love of God for the world, clearly shown through Jesus Christ.
And as we have learned through this project, anyone can be a recycler and everyone can contribute to better solutions. And we are inviting all of you to be a part of it.
Plastic is a precious material with all of its exciting and useful properties and facets. It lasts for hundreds of years, so let's save it from damaging our world and show people that such a thing as disposable plastic just doesn't make sense at all. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, great job, guys. We're going to go over to Greg for the first question.
Nice job. And congratulations on finding an existing company that was already part of the way towards what your vision is and some proof of concept along with it. My question is along those same lines. You mentioned the haulers that are in this area. Have you gone to any of them or approached any of them and said, can we co-locate? Can we be a part of your facility so you have the hauling piece of this taken care of instead of having to gather at your own facility later?
I had thought of talking to some local waste haulers to perhaps purchase some plastic so we don't have to do the collecting. But I had not approached them in that manner to see if we could partner with the facilities. Because where Leah and I, my wife Leah and I live, we have an opportunity in the small space in a garage to be able to have our workshop and work that way.
Okay. Just one quick follow-up question. You're prepared for the Thanksgiving dinner and the Christmas time in a family business that may be a little different as a result of being in business together?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, great questions. We're going to go over to Craig for the next question.
Yeah, great plan, guys. I really liked the local approach to a global issue. I think that's a good it's great effort, right? And I appreciate that. I also really like the educational workshops, right? Because if we really want to start to get people to think about doing different things, we've got to get the word out.
Certainly.
Right? My question is actually piggyback off of what Greg mentioned, right? So I noticed in your plan you talked about the importance of family, right? And so my question would be, maybe more specifically, how do you want to, have you thought about either business partners or advisors, right, that can help, I'll just use the term referee, right, either certain, right, because there will become a time where you've got a growth opportunity, good problem to have, right, or maybe a product isn't selling and you need to make a change, and there's going to be times where you're going to have to work through that.
Yeah.
So I'm just curious, maybe, in that kind of situation, have you thought about how to work through those?
One strategy that we had thought of was, and this is lends itself to now and if we grow, is not reporting to each other, so we'd all be on equal level. But then that partially answers your question. But then we have to make a decision. In terms of a referee, I have a local mentor that I meet once a week with for a life group through church, and he's I've worked for him before. He's at Threefold Farm. And it's been, yes.
He's great.
And I think I would lean and look to him to help us resolve any issue if there was a disagreement.
Good.
He's also well informed with like the sustainability aspect of it too, so he would really lend a really good insight on that side of things as well.
Yeah. Certainly rely on those partners that buy into your business, but then also can kind of speak in wisdom, especially if if you have significant growth. Right, that's where there's going to be a lot of opportunities, and you'll need help to manage those.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Nice job.
Yeah, that's good advice.
Yes, thank you.
Cool.
Great, thanks.
All right, great job, Sawyer and Sylvia. Just getting quiet. All right, up next we have Kate Chikala with Tariro.
Thank you. Hello, Sharks. My name is Tafadzo K. Chakala, and hello, viewers. I'm an international student from Zimbabwe, and I'm a business administration major. I'm here to present to you my business called Tariro. Tariro is a word in the Shona language of Zimbabwe that means hope. In light of giving people hope, I want you to imagine that you're a 60-year-old woman. Your first daughter has passed away, and she has left you with a 3-year-old grandson that you have to take care of. The economy of the country that you live in is in a state of decline. When you look around you, poverty is so rampant that it seems like all hope has been lost. However, you know that you have to find a way to take care of your grandson. That lady that you have all imagined is my mother, Christine Chakala. And together, her and I make up Tariro. The idea of Tariro came to be because meat in Zimbabwe was and is still very expensive. We thought of an egg production business. However, we did not want to sell ourselves short, and we also know that Zimbabwe is a country that has a very rich farming history. And in order to help revive that history, we then made our business model a diversified full-scale protein business. Like I mentioned, the first phase in our business would be egg production. We'll sell our eggs in half dozens, dozens, and crates of 30. As the farm would grow, we'll then go into taking care of broiler chickens and start a line of premium chicken sausages that have Zimbabwean flavors infused in them. Again, we'll then expand into dairy farming, a piggery, a hatchery, and see where the farm would take us. And we'll continue to scale as well. However, we can't be called Tariro without giving that hope, that impact to the people that we're serving. So, our impact model focuses on 3 points. The first one being, we are going to teach people how to embrace eggs as a good, affordable protein source. my mother and I will hold cooking classes where we'll teach people how to infuse eggs in their traditional meals. We'll then go into the second phase, which is Zimbabwe right now has a very high unemployment rate. So we will help the country of Zimbabwe by hiring the youth that have gone to college but have not been able to acquire a degree. By doing so, we'll be giving hope to their families as well as help the economy of our country. Again, thirdly, this is a project that has been dear to me because it's a dream that I had since I was 8 years old. Tariro Farms will build Tariro Home. Tariro Home is going to be a home that will have a world-class donor-subsidized school attached to it. The school will be teaching the children of Tariro hands-on skills that would then help them in the future and also help our country in the future. We project that our revenue is going to be expanding yearly, and we'll also be putting in 5% of our revenue towards the building of Tariro Orphanage. When I joined IVC in December, I needed a way to validate this business. So I bought about 100 chickens. With the pandemic, things have not been going as we had planned. However, we learned that it is very hard for me to operate a business in Zimbabwe while studying here in the United States. So as a team, we decided that we'll be selling our chickens in December. But also being an entrepreneur, I did not want my dream of Tariro to be put aside. So that's when the idea of Tariro Catering came to be. It all started when, a few weeks ago, a friend of mine had a birthday party, and she asked me to make some Zimbabwean pies. I made the pies and posted on my Snapchat that I will be selling these pies and delivering them worldwide. A few friends hit me up in my DM, and they were like, hey, hook us up. And I did. The next week, a few other friends came in and said they also wanted pies. So, if Tariro is to win today, we are going to use that money to help scale Tariro Catering, which is a stepping stone to the Tariro Farm dream that we have. We'll use our money to buy our materials, the packaging, as well as delivery materials as well. I want you all to join me right now in bringing hope of and to an excellent future to the people of Zimbabwe. Thank you so much.
Great job, Kate. All right, we're going to go over to Greg for the first question.
Congratulations. It was a great presentation. I enjoyed reading your paper as well.
Thank you.
And congratulations on wanting to do not only for your family, but for your country. It was neat to read that. My question is that I have 4 sons, and they purchased 50 laying hens as a business. And they found out that they do nothing for 17 weeks. They lay no eggs. They just eat and consume expenses, and they would watch every day and get not a lot of profit, not a lot of revenue from that. Was that your experience in how you've tested so far, and do you have the cash flow necessary if the chickens in Zimbabwe lay like they do here? I assume that they probably do, but I could be wrong on that.
Okay, so from our experience with the validation process that we did, our chickens took about 10 to 12 weeks to start laying their eggs. And the reason why we actually started the validation process was in order for us to learn how we're going to do it in the future when we officially start Tariro Farm. And like I said, we're going to use like the money that we have made so far from the validation process and put it in towards the capital of the Tariro Farm business. So in our financial projection that we made, we did put that in, that we know that between 10 and 12 weeks, our chickens will most likely not be laying eggs. So we did include that in our financial projection.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Great, all right. And Tiffany with the next question.
Thank you. I also appreciated learning about your plan. I did not know about the condition of Zimbabwe the way you explained it and the depth of unemployment. And I also had a similar question to Greg, so I won't repeat it since he had said it. But I think I'll focus along the lines of your impact because I thought that was great that you want to seek to help the great amount of orphans that are in the country because of loss of through AIDS and other catastrophe. So tell me a little bit more about how you want to impact the orphans. I know you mentioned you wanted to build an orphanage, but tell me more about that, please.
Okay, so like I mentioned, I had a dream when I was 8 that I would own and operate an orphanage. And I've always had that dream stuck like in my heart, never told anyone until I wrote the IVC paper, and it was really hard putting down on paper. So my goal with the Tariro home is that we're going to take children in the streets. Zimbabwe has a very high rate of children that are living in the streets. And most of them are almost adults, like teenagers. So we'll take those teenagers and put them in Tariro home. And then with the school that's going to be attached to our home, it will help teach those children it will give them job training that would then help them in the future. And like I said, it would also help boost our economy. I love my country so much, and I think that there's a lot of work that needs to be done in our economy.
I hear you. I have a follow-up question to that. Is there an opportunity to partner with some of the orphanages that already exist there to not merely have to reinvent the wheel, but to pour into something that already exists?
Yes, there is an opportunity, and we are looking into that. But at the same time, we are also very eager to start our own home that's mainly focused on children that are in the streets. There is a lot of orphanages, but most of them take in children that like are born and then their parents pass away.
I see.
But we want to be focused on the children that are in the streets.
I see. I hear you.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. I'm really excited for you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Kate.
And I have pies for you later.
All right. Up next, we have Alexa Glatfelter with Thrive, and this will be our last competitor of the night, so enjoy.
Welcome to Thrive. Go ahead and stand up wherever you are. Together, we're going to do 5 jumping jacks or 5 step outs. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good job. Take your hands to the sky, taking a deep breath in and out, stretching down to your toes. You can slowly roll up and have a seat. I invite you now to close your eyes and think of a time when you were stressed or anxious this past week. What was that situation? Imagine it in your mind. How did you feel physically during that moment? How was your mind mentally operating? Now allow Jesus to come into that space with you. Become aware of his presence in that moment. What does he say? What does he do? How does he change the room? John 14:27 says, "Peace I give to you, my peace I leave you. I do not give as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled, and do not be afraid." You can open your eyes. This is just a glimpse of Thrive. In today's world, we are so engrossed with screens and technology, we virtually and physically have stopped moving. We are so overhurried and busy that we don't have any space to breathe. We are quantitatively and qualitatively the most unhealthy generation, and when we seek out help, we get doctors writing us prescriptions, counselors with quick fixes, or a lifestyle that promises us happiness. But what if we could address every part of who we are in one place? Not just treating the symptoms or aftermath of our life, but holistically addressing our core that spills into every part of who we are. I'm Alexa Glatfelder, founder and creator of Thrive from a passion that started 5 years ago. Thrive partners with individuals and organizations to lead sessions. These sessions include 30 minutes of physical, like cardio or resistance training exercise, 20 minutes of mindfulness practices you can apply to any part of your life, and intertwining spirituality throughout. The possibilities with Thrive are literally limitless as we work with the organizations or individuals we're with to create curriculum that is specifically designed for what they want and what they need and what would help them. We have worked extensively doing research at Messiah University, as well as working with about 50 employees and students at Messiah running classes, and we have worked alongside a counseling agency that we are in the local area with. Thrive wants to help prevent and heal the physical, mental, and spiritual disparities that happen while journeying through life. With already being started, in 2021, Thrive hopes to solidify the partnerships that we are already in communication with churches about, and then we will also write prescription exercise programs for individuals, as well as lead retreats and weekly classes with those churches or other organizations. In year 2, then, we want to bring our online presence to life, offering resources and curriculum to everyone, everywhere. And in year 3, we want to branch out into other organizations like other colleges, nursing homes, and maybe even hospitals to bring our resources to them. We hope to one day have our own location that will offer wellness programming and holistic counseling to people. Thrive will use $5,000 to finish purchasing equipment, as well as maintaining that equipment, buying legalization for our company, and getting certified in different exercise techniques, as well as publishing our website. From year 1 to year 2, Thrive will grow a lot, networking and solidifying those partnerships. This will include our online presence, which will allow people to become members and have access to all of our tools and resources. This will cause our company to grow 162% in revenue and 241% in profit. Those are huge surges, but it's really about networking in those first 2 years. And then from year 2 to year 3, we are going to slow down intentionally our growth so we can really focus and hone in on the partnerships we already have, pouring into them and allowing them to experience what we have to offer. So we will grow 29% in revenue and 33% in profit. Thrive to live and live to thrive is our motto because we truly believe that God created us not just to live in life, but to thrive in it. As a faith-based organization, we want to encourage people to build the kingdom and also allow space for people who don't maybe ascribe to the Christian faith to still find wholeness and wellness and maybe encounter Jesus along the way, but not force that on anyone. There's research that shows that physical, mental, and even spiritual exercises together create a happy and healthy life for individuals. And further research shows that preventative health care like Thrive programming will eventually pay off in the long run to help individuals have a sustained, happy, healthy, and thriving life. But don't just take it from me. Listen to the impact Thrive has had on one of our participants.
Hi, my name is Melissa, and I've been participating in Thrive with Alexa since she started the program last January. The first week I attended Thrive was the first time I've ever used the fitness center at Messiah, and Thrive is the reason I keep coming back. Participating in a group exercise class each week allows me to build a dedicated time into my schedule to focus on my physical and mental health, and also keeps me accountable to stay active. From participating in Thrive, not only have I grown physically and learned to actually enjoy exercising, like my favorite, the dead bug, but I've also gained valuable anxiety management tools such as doing a brain dump, focusing on my breathing, and remembering to use positive self-talk. After practicing these skills in class for almost a year, I've now been able to incorporate them into my daily routine during moments of anxiety. I look forward to participating in Thrive with Alexa each week, and I really appreciate everything she has done to create this program and give us a space to grow in mind, body, and spirit while making new friends along the way.
So, come and thrive to live and live to thrive with us. Thank you.
Great job, Alexa. All right, we're going to go over to Tiffany for the first question.
Oh, I start. Boy, I really appreciated reading and hearing about your opportunity because I would agree with that a lot of healthcare is just treating the symptom and not the root cause of what you're going through, and it's less on preventative. It's about once you get to the point where you're really needing some dire assistance is where we're trying to help people. And I think really the true need is when you're being proactive, like you mentioned. And I actually was approached this year by a similar organization, but their model is kind of like set up like a Prime America where they have a lot of different people helping to promote their organization, but their primary goal is weight loss or weight gain. And I think yours incorporates so much more than a weight balance, but really an overall holistic being. Have you considered looking at other organizations that might be able to take what you're doing and provide another model outside of partnering with, a church or another organization to kind of help you give depth to what you're doing?
Yes, I've considered it upon looking and like doing research on organizations in the area. I haven't found anything that really does or goes after the heart of what I want to, which is addressing like the mind, body, and soul in one session with people. And like you said, a lot of programs are either like weight loss based or another topic, and I would love to eventually specialize in having a class for people with anxiety or people with back pain, and still focus on the mind, body, and soul in each class, but have it a little more specific. So I haven't found an organization that does exactly what I want, so that's why I kind of wanted to start my own and go after it, but I'd be open to looking at other ones as well.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, perfect. So we're going to go over to Craig for the next question.
Great business plan. Really appreciated. To Tiffany's point, I also want to just acknowledge the whole whole self kind of approach. Highmark does a lot of focus on mental health. We know that there's connections, right? And so I think that makes a lot of sense, obviously, especially in an environment around COVID. So I think I have a two-part question. First, I'm going to give you a good problem, right? So you have a lot of interest, a lot of clients, a lot of demand. How do you prioritize that, right? How do you say no to that? Have you thought about kind of prioritizing your client list, or how do you expand to provide services but not lose the impact, right? Because I think a lot of the impact you have right now is around you, right? So how do you replicate that, or balance that? The other part of it would be in kind of related to COVID, right? Have you thought about how you can do these things in a virtual way and still deliver impact, but also meet that demand?
Yes. So to answer your first question, part of the expanding to meet the demand would be the online presence, so allowing maybe videos or tools or just curriculum to be accessible to people online. And the other part of that is I would one day love to have other people alongside me who are passionate about the same thing, to lead classes and do things with me that I'm already doing. So I just haven't found anyone yet to like bring into my team, I guess. But I would love to expand to have more people that are passionate about the same thing. So then I guess to follow up with the second question, the online presence, again, we tried virtual classes at Messiah actually with students back in May when we got kind of kicked out of school. And so we can do them online. I think that it's more effective in person, but there's a way to do things online virtually. And currently right now I'm running classes with an agency where we wear masks and do things in person. So there's definitely some obstacle with COVID, but I think it allows people to see the need even more for maybe a holistic approach. And again, the online platform would allow people to have curriculum or tools where they could use it and not be exposed. So,
good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Thank you, Alexa. Thank you, judges. All right, well, everyone did an amazing job, and it was so fun to be able to hear where everyone is at with their plans and the progress that has been made in the past couple of months. We are on to the most exciting part of the night, where we are going to choose the winners for the night. So we have 3 prizes available for $5,000, $3,000, and $2,000 for first, second, and third place, and you all get to take a part of that. So the link that is on the screen right now, go ahead and go on there. You have about 3 or 4 minutes, and we're going to all vote, and your votes will matter in the final results. So in the meantime, I'm going to call Brian Gilroy up to the stage.
Thanks, Sally. As a 2019 graduate, I've had the pleasure of serving on the Impact Venture Challenge Organization Committee. I'd like to take a moment to say thanks to all those on the organization committee. It wouldn't be possible without them. Also, this finale would not be possible without the generous support of our sponsors, Highmark Health and Messiah Business Institute. I'd like to ask Craig from Highmark Health to come up and share a few words. Craig?
Thanks, Brian, and I hope everybody's really enjoyed today's presentations. I have to say, after being in this event several times live, it's a little weird to be in this big empty room, but I really appreciate everybody's effort to make this possible. I really appreciate the support from Allie and Andy and so many people behind the scenes to pull this off. It was really, really well done. I just want to introduce Highmark. We're a local but large, innovative organization, and we're one of the fourth largest Blue Cross Blue Shield plan in the U.S. We have over 35,000 employees supporting 10 million members. And so it's a big organization, but we're focused on meeting individual needs. We're focused on innovating. And so for the students that are watching today, I really want you to check us out. We're interested in developing internships. We're interested in bringing in individuals through. We have a leadership acceleration program that brings in individuals and gives them exposure to our organization. And it's a great program. We have a lot of alumni in the organization, and I would love to see more Messiah alumni and students look at Highmark for internship and employment opportunities. Our mission and our vision is unique. It's to create a remarkable health experience, freeing people to be their best. And our vision is a world where everyone embraces health. And I think for me, what that says is, right, how we access health care is not a one-size-fits-all approach. I learned that very, very quickly when, I guess it was maybe 20 years ago now, but I was playing soccer in a men's league with some Messiah alumni, and I tore my Achilles. And so I went very immediately looking for healthcare options, right? And how do I navigate this? And then later on, a few years ago, as my mom struggled with a 3-year battle with cancer, we needed as a family, and she as a patient needed opportunities and needed help to navigate the healthcare system. It's not easy. We acknowledge that. And so we're doing things to innovate, to give folks the access that they need, the help that they need to navigate the healthcare process. And so that's why we invest in the Impact Venture Challenge. We believe that the individuals that are here today working on these business plans have a great opportunity to impact their world, right? The world we live in, and we're really excited about creating opportunities. I'm excited to see, right, and I don't know if we'll ever be able to quantify this, right, but 10 years, 20 years down the road, if we look back at the folks that have come through this program, have done the work, the impact that they're having, I hope this today, right, is the beginning of planting seeds to making a better, right, making a big impact in huge and significant ways. So again, I just want to thank everybody that came together to make this happen. Special thanks to Tiffany and Greg and the support that they've done as well. So thank you.
Thank you, Craig. Greg from the Messiah Business Institute, would you come up and share a few words as well?
Good evening. Thanks for being a part of this event and this celebration of the work of 16 teams, and specifically these 5 teams that you've heard from tonight. For those of you who don't know, since we're sort of new, I'll just tell you briefly that Messiah Business Institute is a consortium of for-profit businesses that gather together generally quarterly and generally in person to hear content that's helpful to them in running their businesses from speakers, both local and nationally known speakers. And we've been doing that for coming up on 1.5 years now. And so when it came time to talk about the Messiah Business Institute and Impact Venture Challenge, it seemed to me to be a perfect match. And that's because most of those businesses, the large majority of those businesses, started at kitchen tables. And they started in garages, and they started amongst family members and family and friends, and we heard about a lot of that today from these businesses that are contemplating starting. And so the match seemed to me to be perfect, and I thought, what a great way because it's businesses like these that we've heard about that start and then begin to employ others and then become businesses that impact the community and impact our world, as you also heard in those presentations. So if you haven't heard about Messiah Business Institute, that's a little bit about what we do. Not only do we hear content that's presented via webinar more recently, but soon hopefully back to our live sessions. Those business owners network together, talk about their businesses. They get to interact with Messiah students, Messiah faculty, Messiah staff, and get the mix as sometimes jobs and internships come out of that, those relationships. So that's what we've done. Recently we heard from Deanne Turner, a 30-plus year corporate executive from Chick-fil-A about 2 months ago. This coming Thursday, for those of you that would be interested and are watching this, Mark Allen will be speaking to us over the lunch hour on Thursday, again via webinar. He won the Hawaiian Ironman Championship 6 years in a row. And as an encouragement to me some time ago, the last time he did that at 37 years of age. He's going to be talking about the topic of endurance and feedback loops from some of his early failures, having been defeated by the same person 5 times in a row before he ever won in his 30s. So join us next week on Thursday at noon if you'd like to participate in that. And so I'll end with that and say, first of all, welcome to hear more about Messiah Business Institute in the months ahead. And I will also, again, congratulate those people that have presented today. We're going to find out soon about some awards for the 3 finalists. And if you can ever be a part of a Messiah Business Institute event, you'd be welcome. I look forward to the day when an Impact Venture Challenge participant becomes a member of the Messiah Business Institute. Thank you.
Thank you, Greg. Can I get one more round of applause for both our sponsors and our judges? Just like to take this opportunity just to say thanks. I know this has been trying to have this since May, and thankful for everyone who's put their time in, from the judges to the team to the participants, the sound staff. It's really been a blessing to be able to have this. At this point, I'd like to turn it back to Allie. Thanks, everyone.
All right, so we have the results finalized, and we are down to the last couple minutes. So we're going to give the judges just a couple minutes to get settled. You good? All right. Okay, so judges, if you could please present us with the 3rd place winner for tonight.
So our 3rd place winner capitalized on the childhood memories of the s'mores. So S'mores Galore is our 3rd place winner, and we're so excited to present that with them. Congratulations.
Nice job.
Good job, Shai.
Nice job. So proud.
All right, and judges, could you please present us with the runner-up for tonight?
Our 2nd place finisher tonight is Dairy Dog.
All right, great job, Christina with Dairy Dog. All right, so this is the moment we've all been waiting for. We are about to find out who the winner for the 2020 Impact Venture Challenge is. Judges, could you please present us with the winner?
The winner is Cradle Craft. And as they come up, what we appreciate about their plan was the local approach to a global issue, and we're really excited about what you guys will do. Nice job.
Come back over here. All right, great job, teams. Give another round of applause for everybody that competed tonight, everyone that won some money tonight. Again, I just wanted to thank everybody for all the support that they poured into these teams and everyone that's been working so hard at this. These are their dreams and these are their babies, and they've given so much of their time to this for the past couple months or years. And it was so exciting to get them to see their dreams just come alive tonight. Thank you for participating and thank you for being here, and we're looking forward to seeing you again next year. Thank you.